Welcome back to the one slide series on control systems unlocked. Today I'm going to talk about power of feedback. All right, so in the previous video, so-called control systems, I described that you had a feedback loop, and with the feedback you can do interesting stuff. Now I would like to step back for a second in this video, and I would like to discuss open loop versus closed loop. In what follows, we are going to use closed loop, but it is good to distinguish the nomenclature. What do we mean by open loop versus closed loop? So open loop is you have an input you are applying to a system without measuring the output. The famous one of the famous example is the toaster. So you have a toaster, you put a bread. If you adjust the timer wrong, you can get this because you are not measuring output. You go with experience. So let's say in a room temperature, if you adjust it like a minute, you get used to this one. But if you take the toaster and put it on top of the mountain, then with the same 1 minute setting, you may not get this. So you're basically your output, what you are going to get, is sensitive to disturbances and uncertainty. In this case, taking the toaster from room temperature and pressure to the top of the mountain. Because in an open loop system, there is no error correction mechanism. You just adjust your timer, that's it. You don't measure the output. And with some experience, you may get the desired toast or may not if you have a different environment. Um, on the other hand, closed loop, which is based on feedback, if you remember a similar figure from the previous lecture, let's say in this case you have a vehicle, you have a speed sensor, and you set your set speed to 60 miles per hour. So the job of the controller is whether you are climbing a hill or climbing down from a hill, you if your car, let's say you are climbing up, before it was 60, now it becomes 57, it starts to slow down. So controller needs to apply gas to your vehicle such that it will maintain 60 miles per hour, whether depending on changing conditions of the road. So in contrast to open loop control, in the closed loop, when you have feedback, you measure the output and use it to adjust your control input through a feedback control law. So in this case, it is error driven, right? Your speed when you are climbing up became 57. So this error between 60 and 57 is 3. So we need to drive that error to 0. Because if we drive this 3 miles per hour to 0, then our sensed speed will be 60 and it will match with the set speed. In this case, set speed is acting like a reference or a comment to this car uh, um, cruise control setting. And as you see, as I mentioned, specifically climbing up or down, a closed loop system has inherent resilience to disturbances and such uncertainty. And because of the feedback, the closed loop, we can also create internally stable systems, meaning that if the system is open loop unstable, we're gonna discuss about all of these. This is like a heads up. I already described the power of feedback, which is the correcting your error has resilience to disturbances and uncertainty. But I also, in each video, I try to mention when I can some heads up. In a closed-loop system, we can also talk about internal stability, and we can also achieve some performance guarantees, which we're gonna cover in the upcoming videos. All right, so this was the one slide from the control systems unlocked. If you have any questions, leave a comment. See you in the next lecture.